Hello, thank you for being in a new video. This time I have unboxing of the HONOR Magic7 Lite. Let's get started. This device is part of HONOR's mid-range, although it borrows the name of the flagship series, which is Magic 7, which curiously still does not arrive in Mexico, although it was already presented globally. But let's not take the spotlight away from this, which is the model of this video. Its launch price in Mexico has been 9,999 pesos. On screen, you see the reference price in dollars to get an idea, although remember that prices here are not the same as over there. This will be a device that will have a very important focus on endurance, but let's also get to know other aspects of it in this unboxing. For starters, let's take it out of its box. Then we get right into the device, which in this case comes in this purple edition. Personally, I didn't really like this color, but that's simply a matter of personal taste. It is also available in black and green. I think for me, the green color is the nicest and it still retains a textured ring to surround the camera. In terms of design, however, it only has two cameras, even though it would seem to have a more interesting camera module. We'll talk about it in a moment. So, as the device powers on, let's see what else comes built into its box, because we find this little box inside the box, and here comes the tool to remove the SIM card tray, and then later on we come across a holster. This is excellent news, because you don't need to look for any additional protection, although it's true that it's a simple case that over time will perhaps turn yellow. But either way, it's always very positive. I have found that they integrate this type of accessory. Personally, I don't really like how it looks with case because it adds quite a few reflections, and without case it looks with a much more premium satin design. But as I tell you there, it depends on each person's taste. Being such a resistant device, I think I would be encouraged to use it without the case. But with the level of resistance it has, if you still add the case, I think it will not have any damage. But let's take a look at what else is included over here in the box, because apparently there's still more content, which is obviously going to be positive. Let's see, here we find the charger, which notes is 66 watts. Last generation was 45 watts, so we see an improvement in charging power. And we're going to find the cable that is from USB-A to USB-C. Interestingly, in this case, it doesn't come with some highlighted shade on the inside, as most cables of this power come. It actually looks like a thin cable, but hey, it's the cable that comes included here on this unit that I have for review. There's a possibility that the units that are shipped when you buy the device, if you see, come with that color painted on. But hey, it includes charger, it includes cable, it includes case. So it's definitely a positive package as far as the unboxing experience goes. Now let's take a look at the specs that we found on this device. I already have the device configured in my hand, so let's get to know little by little the specifications it integrates. It has a thickness of 798 millimeters and weighs 189 grams. It is necessary to highlight the weight and thickness because it is a device that has a tremendously large battery, at least in terms of capacity, and also integrates several things focused on resistance. It comes with shield glass HONOR to defend the screen. The manufacturer announces that this device can withstand drops of up to 2 meters, obviously in controlled test, and has the IPM level of resistance against water and dust. The truth is that the M had not seen it present in these levels of resistance. I've only seen it in this device, so it's a little strange. What is clear is that it will resist splashes, and we could even dare to say that it will resist being submerged at short depths, and in this case, obviously for a short time. So in some accidental drop or water spill, I think it could hold up well. We're going to test it, but that's another focus that it has. And the manufacturer also points out that it's heat resistant, meaning that even if it's under very high temperatures, you can get to charge it pretty safely, or also if you're in extreme climates of too cold. The battery still works, unlike other devices that in too cold conditions stop working. So those are some of the features that it has as part of its design. The screen will be 6.78 inches in its diagonal with AMOLED technology, 120 Hz, a resolution of 2700x 1224 pixels, which guarantee that the experience is going to be very good. In this sense, I think there's not a single doubt. The screen looks great, looks good, and moves well too. In this case, the device incorporates stereo sound with a speaker at the bottom, and another at the top that also emits sound through the earpiece for calls. As a first impression, I must say that the sound has surprised me for good. It is powerful and of good quality, besides having a good presence of bass frequencies, something we had not seen in this series. The front camera is 16 megapixels with aperture f2.45, and fixed focus, despite having a wide crop, only has a camera, although also here has placed a light sensor possibly and proximity sensor. But I'll talk about that in more detail in the video review. For now, we have to see the results before and after taking the picture. Note that before still looks very burnt preview, but do not worry too much. Then process it well, and in this case, the result of the selfie, I think it is positive. I would not say it is the best front camera in the category, but let's say it is compliant. On the back, we will find two cameras. The one on the right is the main camera with a 108 megapixel sensor. The lens has f-aperture 1.75. And we find optical stabilization, so it is a camera that I think has a very good level. Later, we will find the ultra-wide-angle camera of 5 megapixels with f2.2 aperture. Much simpler. But fortunately, we no longer see the incorporation of a marketing camera that only hinders and takes away budget. So in this case, there are only two cameras, but it does not seem bad news, especially if instead of putting the third camera invested in improving the battery and other aspects. So I think it's good. Here we are seeing the result with the ultra-wide camera. As I told you, it is simple in terms of resolution, and the lens is also simple. It generates quite a lot of chromatic aberration. I think the ultra-wide camera could have been improved in this price range. It looks as if it were from a much cheaper device, but the main camera, I think it does have a good quality. It offers us the 108 megapixel sensor, which apparently will be well used. Look at the picture below where I'm zooming in 2x, and while it doesn't retain 100% optical quality, I think it has good quality tail. Curiously, if you zoom 3x, if it will appear as a cut in the sensor that maintains optical quality. So it is preferable to take pictures with zoom 3x than with 2x, and the maximum zoom is 10x. And this is where it is most noticeable that the device, if you get to take advantage of the high resolution of the sensor. So in short range zoom, I think it is well covered despite not having a telephoto camera or anything like that. For video recording, note that this device can get to record in 4K, though this is only with the main camera. As the ultra-wide camera records in full HD, the front camera is also not capable of recording in 4K, and I think that's a major weakness because in the price range, virtually all competitors record in K with this front camera. The battery has a capacity of 6,600 milliamp hour. In this case, we are talking about the new silicon and carbon batteries that in many devices have given a lower performance than we would expect. So do not get excited yet. Let's put it to the test for the review to really know if it is a good battery that represents its figure or it will perform like a 5,000 milliamp battery of the traditional lithium ones. But according to HONOR figures, it improves by 39% over last generation, so it's a very significant improvement. It also supports 66 watts charging, and the charger is included in the box. The device comes with Android 14 and about the Magic OS 8. I think that is one aspect that we would have liked to see better. It would be interesting to see a launch with Android 15. Although remember that these devices are presented in China many months ago and then make their global arrival. That's why. In the software, you may see some lag. This device in other regions is called HONOR XC. I do not know why they take that strategy, but so that you more or less know the history that may come to have this device. Since its original launch was from November 2024, but is just arriving in several global markets. Finally, with 8 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage, storage is among its strongest points. Definitely in this price range, it is likely to be. The device se suono besiarbete e revesival los madidas a lot of videos and better difficulty to fill this device. The manufacturer does not share the technology that has this storage, so we do not know exactly its speed at this time, but in the video review we will do more tests. In fact, it offers an additional 8 gigabytes of RAM Turbo HONOR, which is one of the few virtual RAM memories that I've tested that does work, so we'll see in the review if it really takes advantage of that. This RAM. And the processor is the Snapdragon 6 Gen 1, that is, it is the same processor as the last generation that must be considered. Of course, for the most demanding in performance issues, the device could come to fall too short for its price, but for a good number of people, it will be a completely good or acceptable performance, especially due to the good RAM management it has. I don't think it's going to feel slow or anything like that. But for those who want to play games or demand maximum power, it does fall short. These are the results of the Geekbench benchmark. In a single core, reached 924 points, quite short, and in multi-core reached 2,759 points, which I insist is not that it is an underpowered device, but for the price range, I think all its competitors will have better processors. And with regard to graphics, Power notes that in Antutu got 6 lakh 13,032 points, and another in the same time in the price range will be surpassed by virtually all its competitors in terms of performance. So basically, if your priority is gaming or want to edit video in 4K and things that demand a lot of power, this device is not going to be recommended. But if not, I encourage you to wait to see the video review to also see the examples of photographs, endurance test, battery test, and more things that we are going to do to this device. For the moment, we have reached the end of this video. If you liked it, you know you can indicate it, and see you next time.